Hi, in this video I'm going to cover very high level basics of Kiran's Typing Tutor. What is Kiran's Typing Tutor? Kiran's Typing Tutor is a software let you learn touch typing. What is touch typing? Touch typing is you can type like a professional without looking at a keyboard and using all the fingers. So the learning touch typing is that you can improve your speed of typing, word per minute, and the quality as well. Eventually, your productivity will improve. So I will only cover very basics in this video. As I said, I'm not going to go into advanced features because each advanced feature probably needed separate video for that. So I will make those videos later on. First is that you need to install this one. How can you install it? And it's very easy. You just go to your start menu and Microsoft Store and type Kiran's Typing Tutor here, and then you will get that. So just let you know, it is completely free. There is no in-app purchases or no ads or anything. It's a fully free product, so that you can use it for free for personal use and as well as for commercial use. So I already installed this one in my machine so that I don't have to install it again. I can just simply launch it. How can you launch the application? You can go to your start, once it's installed, and it will be available on in your start menu. You can go to your start menu and click that one, and then it will launch Kiran's Typing Tutor. This is what you see when you launch the application, and this welcome window comes first, and you can close this welcome window. This is the main window where you navigate to other modules. You can see different modules over here: lessons and practice, tests, games, and typing, and kids typing and numeric typing. These 6 are most important, but let me go from top to down. As I mentioned, this is just an introductory basic information about Typing Tutor. I'm not going to provide you some of the advanced features it provides. So let me just go to top to down what each button means. For example, exam, this is an exam designer, which means that so if you an institute or training institute or a school, they wanted to design their own typing exam, and they can use these ones. And also this is a course designer. So normal learning people, typing learning people, they don't need to worry about these ones. These are mainly for advanced users or teachers or training institutes. They can design their own courses. But for learning people, this software already provides built-in courses that are more than enough for the learning touch typing. The keyboard, again, keyboard designer, and for example, somebody wants to design a keyboard, that particular language keyboard or a custom keyboard that is not provided in the software, they can design their own keyboards. This is a progress window where you can see your progress in a graphical representation of your progress, and you know how you are progressing. And then where you are improving and where you are making mistakes, and it also gives you the suggestions as well. It is currently empty because I just installed this software, but you can see that this graph shows this word per minute and accuracy, and where you are making the typos and which fingers you are making the mistakes to. And also it has got some algorithm to check the way you are learning, and it provides you the suggestions and goals as well for you. Once you start practicing, and you can come to this window and check your progress there. And this next is options, and this is the main window actually where you can configure your needs. But default configuration is more than enough for usual usage. For example, for English keyboard learning people, and they don't need to change anything because the course is English and the keyboard is that QWERTY English, but UK layout. But if somebody wants US layout, and there is a US layout, keyboard is also available. Other language courses also available. For example, Spanish, Telugu, French, Hindi, and few other languages are available, and they can select those languages as well. The important thing is that when you select the language one, your course, your keyboard and input language, at least these three should be in the same language, otherwise you may not be able to learn it properly. And this is application language. There's various languages are provided: Arabic and French and Portuguese and Russian and many other, like Japanese and many other languages are provided. This is just an application language, all the instructions and everything on this application for that. The voice is that voice language is that this software, very advanced software compared to many other typing softwares. This provides you the visual and audio instructions. For the audio instructions, by default it's English, but if you wanted to change for some other language audio instructions along with your course and keyboard, you can change your voice as well. Instead of English voice, for example, you can select Spanish voice, or you can select a Hindi voice or any voice that is installed on your system. If the voice you want is not available in this drop down, you can actually click this settings button and it will go to the Windows settings and you can install the voice you want. Similarly, input language as well. There are various input languages are here, and if you don't see the language you want, and then you can go to the settings and install it. I'm not going to cover all these settings because it's quite a lot of configuration. You don't need to do any configuration in general, but I will cover these in future videos. For example, basic ones, by default, these all the buttons makes the noise like this. Simply to stop that noise, and simply you go and then you uncheck these button sounds, and that will stop you any of these button sounds like that. So most of them are configurable. I will just cover the basic ones. For example, theme. For example, if you don't like this default lavender theme, and you can change whatever the theme you like. For example, classic dark, and you will see the completely classic theme, and everything you will see in a classic way. Or other, you can select other themes as well. If anybody is a fan of Indian khadi cloth, and they can select khadi, and everything looks like a khadi cloth. So similarly, you can select any that. For example, if you want to change a language, for example, here if you want to change application language English to Telugu, and you can just select it, and you can see that language is now changed to Telugu. So this is where you change your options. There are various options, and I'll probably cover those in the future. But here, those are the basic ones I want to mention. After those, after options, and you will see this button is help button. Its integrated help is available. So if you choose other language, and it automatically translates English to that language. So for example, if your application language, you select Spanish, and the help will be available in the Spanish itself. The various navigation buttons are available at the top, and for example, if you want to print any of those help, and you can just click the print, and also you can open it in the browser, and then additional translations available, and also instead of reading and you wanted to voice it out, and you can select these ones. And usually you don't need don't need to read any help. The whole application is very intuitive. You can use it straight away. But if you need any help, and you can use this integrated help. And after that, just one thing I wanted to mention is that you have about Windows. Just it will show you the license. As I previously said, it is completely free software. No ads or no add-in purchases. Or any sort of any hidden charges or anything. It's completely free software for commercial and personal use as well. And also on top of that, this application doesn't capture any of the user information or share that information or anything. So all the information you put it in learning and training and all yours, and it will only stay within application within your system only. It doesn't go anywhere else. And there is a privacy statement as well. If you want to see that, it will say the same thing. A privacy statement available in the help as well. On top of that, it will provide you some of additional information of the application, like what themes are available, what keyboards and courses and languages are available in that application. So that is about window, and final one is that exit to close the application. And next line it shows that this book symbol with English QWERTY and this keyboard symbol with QWERTY UK English. What it's saying is that selected course is that English QWERTY and selected keyboard is QWERTY UK English UK. If you want to change these ones, for example, instead of UK US keyboard or different language course and different keyboards, as I just showed it to you, you can go to the options and select a different course and different keyboard. This window is this drop down is the users drop down. It by default it selects your Windows user ID, but I strongly recommend just use Windows user only. Don't create separate users in this system. You can, if you want to, just click this button and enter the name, and then it will create a new user. It's just straightforward and easy. The reason I said that use Windows settings, Windows user, is that application settings are stored at the Windows level, Windows user level. So it will be good to just use Windows user rather than creating a separate user. So that is these icons and some of the information. But main modules of this application is that, as I said, these 6. The first one is the typing lessons. The typing lessons is for basic.
Press shift with right pinky finger, press T with left index finger.
Basic lessons. For example, it gives you some of the theory. You saw that by default it selected the chapter something else rather than 1 because I opened that window previously. Everything you learn on this software, it remembers that when you come to the next time, it starts from there as well. You don't have to remember, okay, I finished 4 lessons, I need to start from 5 now. The system remembers that when you reopen it, it only opens the lesson 5 and you can start it from there. Initially, some of the theory information, people who do not know what the home keys means and what the keyboard means, and where they need to put fingers and things like that. And if they do not if they do not know the basics, and that's here you start from. And then later on, after some theory, and then
press A with left pinky finger.
It starts giving you the instruction, very basic instructions of the keyboarding, where to put your fingers and what key to press for those letters, for example.
Press A with left pinky finger.
And then you start learning that way.
Press shift with right pinky finger, press T with left index finger.
You can see that this is giving a visual instruction how to press. For example, these virtual fingers are showing that you with your right pinky finger you need to press the shift, and then the left index finger you need to press the T to get the capital T. So it's giving visual instructions. Also, it is giving audio instructions. But these instructions you can turn on, turn off, up to you. So they're all configurable. As I said, there is a options button here, and you can configure the way you want. For each of the module, you have specific settings, and you can change it. The default settings are usual settings most of the people use, but for your needs and you need to change something. For example, some people may not want these virtual fingers, for example. They don't want to see these fingers, they want to just see the keyboard, for example, and they can configure for that. And some people, they don't want to read it, they wanted some agent to read it.
Lesson 21.
And then they
Basic
can click
keyboarding
this agent,
15.
On, and then
all keys. The quick brown fox jumped.
And then if they don't want to read, and then the agent will read it for them, and they can get that video instruction, and they can use audio instructions if they want to as well. These are the basic lessons to learn about keyboarding. Once you learn the keyboarding, you will be familiar with what are the different rows on the keys and how to press which key need to be pressed, how all that information you will learn. Once you learn the information and once you know the very basic keyboarding, and next most important module is the typing practice. This is the most important module. That's where you learn most of your touch typing. So if you press that and it's simply saying that you haven't finished the basic lessons, that's okay. We can skip that for now. People who doesn't know the
press J with right index finger. Press J with right index finger.
They can skip basic lessons if they want to. Here you can see that there are practice lessons. These are all scientifically designed. When I say scientifically designed, is that these are all well-tested instructions. Most of the training institutes across the world, they follow the same pattern. So this application also uses the same pattern. Everything is, as I said, is configurable. For example, everything is, the application comes with a default configuration. For example, if you finish this lesson, it automatically goes to the next chapter.
Press J with right index finger.
It automatically goes to the next chapter. But for example, for your needs, you don't want to go to the next chapter. You wanted to practice it, 5 times or 6 times to go to the next chapter. You can configure that as well. And for example, when you're typing,
press F with left index finger.
When you type mistake,
press back with right pinky finger.
When you type mistake, for example, it is instructing to press the back key with your right pinky finger. But you can configure differently. For example, for your needs, maybe whenever you press the wrong key, you don't want to progress, just stop it there so that that key doesn't really press. And then you can configure that as well. So what happens if you configure that way is that D doesn't type in, so it stops the J itself until you press the correct key F. But I think this is a default one. This is most of the people use this sort of configuration. So there are various lessons, and each lesson has got like hundreds of chapters. And the beginner's keys is the most important one. That's the first one. That is where you learn bulk of it. But if you are slightly weak on home keys or lower keys or upper keys, additional trainings you can want to do, and you can do it as well. For example, you are making a mistakes on a capitalized words, for example, and you can go to this particular lessons and practice on those additionally. But the main training is that beginner's keys, where you train your fingers to learn touch typing. So you can see this, it will show you how many chapters are there. For example, 150 chapters are there. Now we are on the 4th chapter, for example. And then for current chapter, how many keys are we finished? We only finished 2 keys until out of 23. It will show the status. And right hand side, it will show you the duration and accuracy. If you make any mistakes or whether you are pressing 100% accurate or not, it shows accuracy and word per minute, how many words you are typing per minute, and also how many keys you are typing per minute. And this is a this is a keyboard. It shows you the layout is same as your keyboard. In this case, we have selected UK layout, so it will exactly same as your English UK keyboard, and it will show you the fingers. For example, in this case, it's showing that with your little pinky finger, and you need to press this back key.
Press back with right pinky. Press F with left index finger. Press space with left. Press J with right index finger.
So that is how it gives you the audio and video instructions. But as I said, you can configure whatever the way you want. And for example, you don't want, on top of that, you can see that there is additional hand symbol on right side and left side. That is also provides some additional information. For example, if they don't want some people may not want this virtual fingers. They only want to see this right side and left side hand, and they can turn off these virtual fingers, or they can turn off these right and left side. So everything is configurable, depends on your requirements. This is what practice module. So most of the practice you do on this module. Once you finish this module, means that you are already learned touch typing. So you are already touch typer, means that you don't see keyboard, you type it like a professional. Just looking at the screen, you can type it. So that is what touch typing means. That once you finish this once, and you will be in that stage. After finishing that one, next module is the typing test. This module is not to learn. This module is to improve. Means that you already know the touch typing, but you wanted to improve on your accuracy or your word per minute or keys per minute. This is a module where you improve. That is why you don't see any audio instruction or a visual instruction over here. The reason why there is no instruction is that you already know the touch typing by the time you come to this module. This module you can improve, and then also you see the progress. For any module you can see the progress to the progress window, and there you will also see some suggestions. Algorithm gives you some suggestions where to improve. So here also there are various different types of lessons, for example sentences, paragraphs, and various things. Also you can load your own text if you want to, or you can edit your text and you can practice it over here. This is typing test, and the next is the typing games. This is again you can learn typing just to a slightly funny way, in a way. So you can play games at the same time you can learn the typing as well. The games are designed in such a way, every game you play only by typing. So for example, this game is a duckling game, and duck is coming out of woods. So means that you need to type. You need to type that word. So you can see that, right? So that's how the games work. Most of the games are designed to improve your typing speed, and this is another game, Invaders, and it is very similar. You can see that I type and to kill those invaders. And there are other games like Jets and then Balloon game, and like that. And there you have lots of options here: increase speed and levels and stop, pause, and all those things. Even for games you can see that how much score you are making, and how many words per minute you are making, and how many keys per you are making. All that information is available here as well. And each game, if you don't finish or you don't type correctly, either you win the game. If you cross the 500 mark, and you will win the game, but you go back to the minus 500 and you lose the game. These games also to just improve your typing as well. That is typing games module. And another, this is important as well, kids typing. So this
Press
is
B with left index finger.
Designed for
Press A with left pinky finger.
Mainly designed for kids, especially for primary school kids from class 1 to class 3 or 4, where they start learning from computer and keyboard. So it is very, starts with like small letters, capital letters, and colors.
Press R with left index finger.
And then basic words.
Press A with left pinky finger.
Things like that. Main important thing is that kids, if the kids learn from very young age, the touch typing, and it's much easier for them by the time they come to year 7 or 8, and by the time they will start touch typing fully. So they never need to look at their keyboard. So it's a good kids learn typing from young age, and this module provides that for young kids. That's a kids typing module. And then this is a numeric typing module. Some users may just care about the numeric typing. For example, they may do the accounting and use the calculators or calculations, just a numeric keys they are interested. And this module provides to practice on a numeric keyboard. And numeric keyboard, you see that there is no virtual fingers are showing up on this, because there is no scientific standard way of how to type these numeric keys. So that is why you can use any way, whatever you feel comfortable with it. The important part here is to improve your speed and accuracy. That's all. Like other touch typing, you have to use your fingers certain way. That is why you have visual and audio instructions, and because you have to follow the exact same instructions. For numeric keyboard, you don't need to, just you type the numbers, but just improve your speed and accuracy. For every module, it shows the right hand side, it shows the accuracy and word per minute and key per minute and duration. That is a numeric keyboard. And then the right bottom side, there are these buttons, virtual. I'm not going to cover this virtual one. Certification one, I previously mentioned this exam, designer exam. The certification is that if your institute is providing any exam for the certification, and then that here you take this certification. This software itself comes with one certification called KCT, Kiran's Certified Typist. And once you learn your typing, once you improve your speed and accuracy, you can take this certification. For example, you can load this certification and you need to provide your photo, and let me just load the dummy photo over here. And then agency which is conducting the exam, for example, anything for a year, and then agent who's monitoring your exam is name, and then you can start the exam. And here once it starts the time. So then as I said, you have to in order to pass this exam, you have to finish the exam in certain time with certain accuracy, certain word per minute. If you don't fall into that category, and you will fail the exam. For example, before I finish itself, if I submit it and it says that I failed the exam, for example, it gives you the how much accuracy is 0.1, because I did not type most of the text. So everything is very bad because I haven't finished. And then here it's a signature. Your institute which conducted this test will sign it here, and then you will get this KCT certificate. But this you can only take this once you become perfect in touch typing. That's it. This, as I said, this video only covers very high level introduction. In future videos, I will probably cover some of the advanced features and settings, how to design keyboards and how to design your own courses and things like that. Everything you navigate, as I said, you can either use mouse to navigate it, or you can use your keyboard shortcut keys, or you can use menu, right bottom hand side over here, menu, everything you can open it from here as well. Okay, that's it from me. I think probably I will do some more videos on this one in future, but thank you very much for watching. Thanks, bye.